I also write to that song. Marima, both your sister from another mother. Marriage and relationship platform. So we are here to talk about marriage and relationship today, but we are basically talking about marriage challenges. Because you might be passing through your own challenges thinking that you are the only one inside. You are not the only one inside. But I will tell you, most of the basic things that usually cause conflict in marriage, you might say that, yeah, no, that one is very common, no, you cannot have those kind of trouble in your marriage. But I tell you, I bet you I'm a woman, that most of the conflict is coming through many things that you yourself, you will not believe it, like jokes. You know, when we go to the book of Matthew chapter 19 verses 5, it says, and Jesus said, therefore a man shall leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one. In order, that's it, in order to begin a discussion on troubles marriage, I believe it is very important to come back to some basic things that we have to talk about. You know, there are some verses that when the Bible quotes that the two shall become one, but many people today, they haven't understood what is all about coming one as couple. What is the meaning of being together as one? You know, like some certain things that happens in our marriage frequently, like we talk about financial issues, financial problems, you know, financial disorder that comes in marriage, financial misunderstanding. But what I want to tell you for sure is that there are some other things behind. It's not all about finance. It's not all about sex. It's not all about you're being stubborn to your husband is being stubborn to you. No, there are some other things that we need to understand. Let me tell you, there are some things that we don't want to know and we don't want to understand. That if by you getting married, your husband is that kind of a violent person, your partner, be it the wife, be it the husband, is that kind of a violent person, don't ever expect your marriage to be fixed when you people are coming together. Don't ever expect that that marriage will be okay because it started with violence. Because every problem that you have before getting married, when the Bible says the both will become one, you people really need to fix your problem before entering in the marriage, because marriage never fixes problems. You understand? Some people, they might say that maybe if we get married the problem will get better, if we get married the problem will get worse. That is the wrong thing that we are trying to do here, and this is the worst mistake. You might be taking your problem before marriage and entering within in your marriage. Let me tell you, things like that never get solved. It gets worse. If your husband was a cheat, and when you come together as one, believing that when you guys are married, he will stop cheating, it becomes worse because you handle it, right? And you supported it, right? You didn't put an end for it. And if you think that your wife is that kind of a woman that does not take to advice, and you accept that way, you without putting an end of all these things before getting into marriage, or without putting some points in their places before getting into marriage, my dear, whatsoever thing you might think that you are doing, you are wasting but your time. Because there is this old saying that says if he don't change there, but when we are married he will obviously change. Instead, things will get worse. Don't ever take human character, think that you can change it just like that. No, things does not change the way you think. Things change when you correct things and you fix them before time by getting in your marital journey. Because it's not an easy task. It's not a today journey. It's not something that you just pop in and you say, okay, tomorrow it will finish. No, it's not like trekking from Cameroon or trekking from Africa to Europe. One day you might reach and one day you might not reach. But marriage here is a lifetime journey. You will have kids. you will have many obstacles, you will have many ups and downs. So if you see that your spouse, your partner is having that typical attitude that you can't change it before marriage, beware, very, very aware that those character, when he take it to the marriage, that is just transferring the character to your marriage, it will be worse. If you were never having peace before getting married, when you get married, my dear, it's going to be worse. So there are some challenges that we face in the marriage, thinking that marriage is the one that will solve those problems. No, marriage cannot solve a problem that will never been solved before getting married. Try to make sure that you get some problems solved. You get rid of some certain things. Marriage is not a challenge. Marriage is not a competition. Marriage is not because you have seen everyone around you getting married. Marriage is not because my sisters, my brothers, my family, my cousin, even the last one that was here with me yesterday got married and I'm still here in the house. No, marriage is not like that. Before you get into marriage, you have to really be sure what you're getting yourself involved to. Before you get yourself into marriage, you have to really be 100% sure that this is what I really want in my life. Because when the Bible are talking of they both will become one flesh, it means that you and your spouse have decided to be one as a couple. You and your partner have decided to be one as those that they are willing to move on, to ride on the same boat. That you people have been in one agreement, one understanding, and one accord to move on. By thinking that any problem out there will be solved when we are married, my dear, just count it all wrong. You get it very wrong. Because marriage is not to solve problem. Marriage is not to take past issue and bring inside. Marriage is to compromise with your partner and try to get some understanding, things that you have to work out, you know, because every human is not perfect. Be it me, be it you there. We are not perfect. But when we come together with our spouse, we have to try so that we can compromise in some certain things, but you can't compromise in everything. As a wife or as a husband, there are some certain things you can take and there are some ones that you can't take. This is marriage all about. Marriage is all about understanding your partner, coming in good communication. If you were not in good communication before marriage, or you could not understand the same person before marriage, believe me that even when you are still inside, you can never understand the person you get married to. Because this same problem that you left pending, this same problem that you paused before getting married, my dear, it will still follow you inside. So there are some issues that you have to solve them before they get out of hand. 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 7, it said, love bears everything, believe all things, hope all things, endureth everything. You see, when that book of 1 Corinthians says so, the marriage relationship is supposed to be enjoyable in spite of the challenges we face in life. When a couple really love each other, they will be patient and truthful with each other while avoiding pitiful like envy, arrogance, rudeness, some kind of attitude that is not being called for. You see, 1 Corinthians says love can, 1 Corinthians 13:7, it says love bear everything, right? But there are some character that same love cannot bear. When your partner keep insulting you or punching you like a punching bag, you can't help it. When your partner was punching you before getting married, he will still punch you till tomorrow. Maybe he will punch you till death. He will punch you and remove the blessing out of you. He will punch it and remove the daylight out of you. Why? Because he will burst your eye, you won't be able to see again. He will punch you and take away the bread that God has given you. So there are some certain things that you need to solve out there before getting married. There are some certain things that you really need to make that you are sure you solve them before getting in marriage. Because marriage is not the one that will solve your problem. Marriage is not the one that will solve the pains that you are passing through. Marriage is not the one that will solve the issues that you are into. But marriage can only help you to endure the love, the patience, the compromise, the good communication. Even is good and bad. Marriage is patient and endurance, long suffering. But marriage does not mean that your partner has to kill you, because marriage talks about endurance or patience. There are some certain things that even the Bible will not allow your partner to do it to you. So you can go back and read your Bible. I will always refer you to your Bible because I have my Bible. I'm a woman of God with a Bible all the time. So let's see also the book of Ephesians chapter 32. Ephesians chapter 4 verses 32. Ephesians chapter 4 verses 32. Ephesians chapter 4 verses 32. Say, be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another as God in Christ forgive you. We often forgot about the importance of simple act of kindness toward our spouse. It is so much easier to blame the other person in a relationship when our needs feels like they are not being met. However, this verse is in turning things around. It is a commandment that we all need to obey. Christ was willing to forgive us our many sins. How much more should we be willing to forgive others? Ephesians chapter 4 verses 32 is talking about let's be kind to one another. We always keep blaming our spouse. We always keep blaming our partner. The man will blame the woman. Oh, because of you this happened. The woman will blame the man. Because of you that happened. When we stop blaming each other and we try to come to agreement and understanding that marriage is two people journey, not one person journey. That marriage is something that we have to understand ourselves. Marriage is something that we have to be humble to solve our marital issues by not accusing or pointing finger on the other person. We'll see that we can be the best wife so far. But today, marriage is not like that. What do you think that you're doing to yourself? Try to help yourself. The problem here is that let's turn to God. Hold our Bible and call on God, and you will see that every impossibility will be possible. Because God has made a way where there seems to be no way in your life. There are some things that you might think that being it married, it can change them. No. Go back again. Get a good sleep, 8 hours, and think. Am I sure if I get in this marriage, this man will change or this woman will change? Or these things that I'm passing through now, is it going to change? No. They will not change. Because you met him like this and you tolerate that attitude and you accept him or her like that and you take it in your marriage. Don't expect them to wake up one good morning and say that, okay, I change. My dear, those kind of people can change only in the grave. Those kind of people can change when they are really desperate in need of something. Don't expect them to change. And that change that they change when they are really desperate, my dear, is just for a short time. But when the real time of them comes, you will see the real face of them also. Why? Because they are not ready to change. They are not ready. You are always ready in your marriage, but your partner, is he ready? You are ready to make a change in the marriage. Is your partner ready? Always ask yourself this question. Always turn and say, these things that I'm studying in the Bible, is my partner ready to pray or study them with me? Ask yourself that question and go back to God. I want to thank you for watching this video. I still remain your sister, Marie Mabot from Another Mother. Don't forget to share, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe. My dear, the more you subscribe, the more you make me popular. The more you subscribe and the more you share the video, the more you help those that really wants to hear this talk. Because there are other people out there, they need this word. They can't get anyone. They need some advice from you, and they can't get anyone to advise them. But me, as Marie Mabot, I give it for free. I advise you for free. I tell you for free. I still remain your same sister that talks about marriage and relationship. I'm a very good counselor. I don't boast on myself, but all what you need, you inbox me, you WhatsApp me and you call me, you will get me. I'll always be there for you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you for making me to be popular. May God continue to bless you. Have a wonderful day.